What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a MULN, a raw price action and statistical thread of analysis. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community on Discord, ARCab. With that said, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, you guys, so we definitely faced some bearish action today, as you may already know, but we have to keep in mind that we are trading within larger time frames, you guys, and also the statistical data that we were talking about refers to a potential reversal of price action within just under 14 days, you guys. So we have to make sure that we keep in mind our data when we're trading these ranges, you guys. So the closure of today's price action actually ended up right where we suggested entry, which would be the 2 fib at about 26.64, 26.65, or it's 26.54. Sorry. So we kind of ended the day right at that entry point that we initially talked about for point B, you guys. If you can see the candle that we're currently on right now is touching right at that point right there, you guys. So now one more perspective for me to be able to show you what could be happening as well. If you can actually just take a look at this chart right over here. If we move on to the daily chart and we make a slight adjustment to our channel, meaning that we have to put it at the beginning of these candles right over here, you guys. Let's go ahead and zoom in so that you can see what is happening or what could potentially be happening as well. Here is that bar. So we'll align it to this green candle. So now you can see this touch and this touch of today's price action are very much in line. So there is a potential to where we can actually be trading our there's a potential to where we can actually be trading our range within a larger period of and I'm talking about the time period, you guys. So there is a potential to where we are in a daily chart ascending channel rather than the 12-hour chart, you guys. So let's go ahead and just make those adjustments right back to where we had them, since we are within this chart and following, you guys. There is a of course, you guys, looking at the price action today, it was very bearish. There was I noticed that it was actually running against the broader markets, which is something that we should actually note right now, you guys. If we can add the SPY into this, we can actually see what you can actually see what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and minimize this right over here, you guys. So this was the SPY run today. And you can see that we're, I can actually make us line as well. So this is MULN right over here, you guys, and you can see that we are running exactly apart from how the SPY is running. So this was an inverse reaction, and the SPY is actually already running into an overbought level, you guys. So that could be confluent to where we're looking at this bottom target being at B. If you can see this, this line is actually pointing almost right at it. So I'm still actually long on the play, and I'm not going to close my position. I'm still not stopped out, you guys. My stop position, before I say it, consider that I am not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. Do your own DD and we'll be okay, right, you guys? Okay, so my stop position, just for you guys, is actually stop number 1 to remove about 65% of the position at 24.10 at the 2.272, you guys. So this is a potential 65% release, and I am not willing to go under the 21 cent level. So right at about 22 cents, I also have the complete liquidation of my position, you guys. So just so that you can be able to be in the know of what I'm talking about, right? Let's go ahead and put the candles back in and get rid of the SPY and continue on with our analysis, you guys. So we can still see that we are beneath all of these moving averages, you guys, and I did mention to you that this would be a kind of a trek to the upside. It is going to be a difficult run, you guys. One more thing to notice is that when we're at a bottom of a trend, you guys, we print a hammer candle at the bottom. That's usually a signal that we are going to continue to the upside. The following candle would actually be the confirmation with that, you guys. So we definitely need some bullish action right here. The daily chart is also suggesting yeah, this is a hammer candle that we printed on the daily, you guys. So we have hammer and hammer. So this is this is looking pretty bullish for MULN still, even still, you guys. So make sure to keep your stops in, make sure to keep your risk management so that we can be able to survive another day of trading, you guys. So let's go ahead and pull up the volatility versus momentum profile, you guys. So this is actually something I'd like to touch on for the new viewers and new listeners. This is volatility we're looking at. Volatility is direction neutral. In order for us to gain a bias in direction, we pair it with stochastic momentum or a momentum oscillator similar to this one. It's very close to an RSI. Okay, so anything above the 90 percentile, which you can see the values right over here on this blue line, I consider to be critical expansion levels, and anything below the 15 percentile is critical contraction levels. So now you can see that we're printing back-to-back iterations of this critical expansive levels. Just when this happens, you guys, a move to the upside or a move to the downside is likely to be powerful because of the enormous amount of bars that are printing. These bars represent a 12-hour read since we are in the 12-hour chart, you guys. So every single bar that prints, you're looking at 12-hour iterations all the way. So this has been building volatility for quite some time now. When it did build that volatility, our stochastic momentum reached the very top and then started contraction phase, and then we started moving towards the downside. The only difference between this expansion phase of critical highs and this one is that the stochastic momentum is all the way at the bottom and starting to suggest an upside move, you guys. So this is why I'm telling you that an exponential move to the upside is likely, and it is in the cards based on statistical metrics, you guys. So during the entire trading history of MULN stock, I have taken every iteration where by hand, guys, this is a back test by hand. So where we've reached critical expansive levels and started a contraction phase. So the criteria for that is actually the upside or downside thrust based on the iteration, the duration of the iteration, and the correct versus incorrect iterations, you guys, so that we can factor an entire data set for us. So we're looking at a total of 21 iterations in which the upside was guessed correctly by BBWP and stochastic momentum. In this case, volatility versus momentum profile. It was guessed to the upside correctly 12 out of the 21 times. That gives us an averaged upside accuracy of 57.14% over, with an averaged upside thrust of 172.12% over the span of just under 14 days, you guys. This is proof of work. So if we apply the 172% metric from the firing of the signal, which is, let's see here, you guys, you're going to be able to see this. Let me just get excuse me, let me just get rid of this real quick, and you can see that it was right about here when we were at the 90%. So from this position to the top, you can see that it has direct confluence with our 200-day simple moving average, and also with our ascending channel resistance top, you guys. And also it does have confluence with our 1.618 Fibonacci ratio, which is right over here, you guys. You can see that we're touching these, we're very close to it, you guys. So there is a lot of rhyming within these areas, you guys, and that's why I am still long the stock. So that's for you guys to know. We actually touched bases on the BBWP yesterday, and we noticed that the moving average was getting closer to the volatility component of the BBWP. In order for us to apply the 172% metric, we need to meet some criteria. We must have the volatility component alongside the moving average both pivoted towards the downside below the 90 percentile, alongside the momentum oscillator facing towards the upside. And as you can see, this is actually my implied path. And as you can see, we've already started that path. So this is a 12-hour read, so this is likely to take days. Like I said, you guys, about 14 days to be just to be exact with you guys, right? And this is the implied path of the BBWP as well, you guys. Now, if we do impulsively start moving up to the upside, there is also the potential to where BBWP maxes to 100% and starts printing all these bars while this moves to the upside, and As soon as it finishes its upside move, then it'll start contracting alongside stochastic momentum to the downside, similar to what happened right here, you guys. So I mean, that's kind of what this BBWP or volatility behaves like, you guys. So there's a lot of economic catalysts happening right now, you guys. People could be also selling off in fear of the CPI data report coming in as a miss. Also for midterms, the indecision. I mean, if Republicans versus Democrats, like who gets what, if we go up or down, all those things are playing a factor for MULN stock, you guys. So we have to make sure to heed caution. So let's go ahead and move on to the RSI setup right here, you guys. This is a 12-hour chart that we're looking at, and we noticed yesterday that we had a hidden phantom drive of bullish divergence printing on the 12-hour chart, you guys. So now that we have this lower price set that we were looking at today, that happened today, we actually have printed another drive of of phantom bullish divergence, you guys. So that's another good thing for us. And there are several. These are now two primary drives of phantom bullish divergence, you guys. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and now open up a multi-pane so that we can be able to gain bias in direction for the coming session. Let's open this up. Let's open this up to a larger pane. This as well. Okay, and actually this one too. We'll make this the 30 minutes so we can look at immediate short-term time frame, you guys. So we are within the 30-minute read right over here, you guys. Okay, new viewers, please listen up. This is the bullish control zone upper half, and this is the bearish control zone bottom half of the RSI. It's a regular setup. I just have it set up a little different just so we can view the characteristics of bulls versus bears. Anything above over here is overbought. Anything below is oversold, right? This is the inner workings are the weakness percentile of either the bulls or the bears, and the outer workings are the strength percentile for bulls and bears. So we can see right over here, you guys, that we are within the bear weakness percentile right here, and we have a hint of the moving average suggesting a continuation to the upside. However, the signal line is suggesting some immediate short-term downside. The 15-minute micro time frame is also suggesting a downside, but it is within the shallow areas of the bull weakness percentile, you guys. So this is likely to show us some sideways trading or some very slow gradual downside in the early pre-market to early session tomorrow, you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the buy hourly and see what it has to offer, you guys. This is not giving us any bias in direction. They're both faced straight to the right. The only reason that we could believe that we may be moving to the upside is the fact that we're in oversold percentile. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the 6 hour. The 6 hour is well within the grips of the bear strength percentile. However, it is suggesting sideways trading as well, you guys. There is no edge within these indicators that we're looking at. The 8 hour chart is suggesting an upside from the deep areas of the bearish strength percentile. The moving average is below us, so this is a little bearish, but we do still have a slight pivot to the upside, some more indecision, and I'm telling you, this is likely to what's happening with the economic data that's going to be released fairly soon, you guys. Also, the daily RSI is printing a continuation towards the downside, you guys. So there is the potential to work. We can continue testing the lows that we faced today. We can continue bouncing off this area right over here, you guys, and this is kind of like in accordance to what the RSIs are suggesting as a sideways potentially downside, So, but know that we do have some raw price action indications that are leading us to believe that there is upside on its way, you guys, and this could likely resolve with possibly after midterms and after CPI data. So potentially in the next few days, you guys. We do have to practice patience, and we must, most importantly, practice risk management. Make sure that our stops are in. It doesn't matter, you guys. I have a max loss set to about 9% in one day, and if I do lose that 9%, I will pause trading for the next day. So this, I will kind of like suspend myself in order for me to reevaluate and recalculate and find where that mistake was, you guys. So like I said, you guys, let's just go ahead and trust the data and see what we have, but make sure that we do have the stops in place for our short-term plays, right? Okay, you guys, so this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. I'm going to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community on Discord. Visit me on Twitter. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me within those spaces too. Also, keep an eye out for those ARCa clones, you guys. I will definitely not message you first or ask for your bank information, okay, you guys? So with that said, I wish you well. I wish you a good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.